Just drinking my Red Bull. Just saying. Just saying. If anyone wants to send me any more Red Bull. Anyway, Russ and the West Ham Network, hope you're safe and well. It's Hammers Headlines and Social Media, KUMB.com, boys, at lunchtime, or sort of late lunch. We did a sort of a dissection of the main points from the Julian Lopetegui press conference earlier today. And also we did a little video mid-morning about West Ham announcing a multi-year partnership with Red Bull. Yes, currently at the moment, just to be the energy drink supplier, but with shirt sponsor stuff coming up potentially, obviously with the gambling rules as well, shirt sponsors on the back. Someone like Betway wouldn't be able to sponsor on the front of our shirts anymore. They sponsor at Leeds shirts as well. Naming rights could mean a lot of things. Being a multi-year agreement, they'll have that agreement obviously placed for many years. So that being said, it could be a case where that could be, when these things come up, Red Bull will be definitely interested. I wouldn't be surprised. But let's talk away from Red Bull, which gives you wings, according to our dad's podcast, which is very good. I thought that's very clever. Three and a bit stories. Let's get into it. Let's start with free transfers. Now, someone messaged me the other day, like, why are you still talking about transfers and free transfers? The squads aside. Free transfer signings can be immediately registered into Premier League squads, according to TalkSport. I did some research to check it out. Providing there's enough space, of which there is space at West Ham. I think we've got 22, 23-man squad, so we've got two spaces, or if the player's under the age of 21. That's not a case for the guys we're talking about, but it does seem that we could be having a new centre-half join the West Ham squad. Could think of the word for a minute. One of them is a guy we've spoken about quite a lot, Omar Solet. So we've got Soler. We could get Solet as well. Solet! He could be on his way to the Premier League with us, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves all keen on the 24-year-old French centre-half. Now, what's quite unusual with this was, I think it was Saturday before last or Saturday before the international break. I think it was Fabrizio Romano dropped the not the bombshell, because he's not a huge player, but drops the exclusive that himself and RB Salzburg, his current club, it was a current club, Red Bull Salzburg. The coincidences are just joining up, aren't they? They basically agreed a termination of his contract. And it was somewhat of a surprise. I mean, the likes of, during sort of the summer transfer window, Marseille were looking. We're obviously looking as well. Anderlecht, Inter Milan apparently all came very close, and apparently are back in the fray for him. The likes of Newcastle, Liverpool, Spurs all looked over him over the summer, as he had 1 year left in his contract. Now, he's a right-sided centre-half. So not the left side we really want cover for particularly. And it was a surprise that no one actually went. He didn't actually leave properly. I think for a year left in his contract, Salzburg might have got rid of him to get him something for nothing. And now he's gone for nothing. We obviously still remain, and he was an active option for us, particularly with Jean-Claire Todibo. There's sort of the slight strangeness in terms of he was going to Juventus. He turns up at West Ham. He was a viable alternative, and was around £12 million, which was a bit of a bargain. He's a former French under-20 international. He moved to Salzburg from Lyon back in about 3-4 years ago, where he's gone on to win 2 Austrian Bundesliga titles and a couple of domestic cups. He was quoted a few years ago saying that he saw England or Germany as his ultimate destination when he was playing for it was like the Euro under-19 championship. He was in the team of the tournament for that, and he said, "I like the Premier League. It's a championship with a lot of intensity, and I like that. I feel that my physical qualities, my size, my speed, and the fact I am tough in duels mean that I could see myself there. It's one of the best leagues in the world." Now, as I said, several clubs asked Villa, Forest, Wolves. I imagine maybe Liverpool, Man United, Spurs, in terms of if they have squad size available, if they have the squad available, in terms of the they, if they have space for him, he can obviously go straight back in. Wouldn't be surprised if you see some movement in there, particularly West Ham as well. We know we're looking at that. We're a little bit short now. I know Lopetegui did say that he was happy with the size of his squad in terms of bringing in academy players to fill the gaps. But when someone like Soler, in terms of what he could bring potentially, is available, then I wouldn't be surprised if we make an approach for him. Elsewhere, obviously, we're still linked in media reports, us and Fulham, to a move for Joel Matip. I mean, according to TalkSport, we're still considering a move for him. I can't see it happening. I think, if anything, I think Soler would be an obvious option as well. It would give you a little bit more cover elsewhere. Maverick Powers, he's played right back before as well. He could play there if we needed that. With if Emerson's unavailable and everyone moves around a bit, there's options. I think it'd be fascinating to see what happens with them. But I mean, the 33-year-old's been offered apparently to Wolves and Fulham and us as well, and no one's really taken it up yet, which I think is probably speaks volumes, in all honesty. Let's talk about next summer already. It's something I spoke about quite a bit in terms of some of the players we've been linked with. Now, according to my favourite news outlet, Fajijas, sources claim that Saudi Pro League clubs are interested in signing our 24-year-old Ghanaian star boy next summer. According to the report by the Spanish news outlet, why the Spanish news outlet is talking about it, I don't know. There's nothing to do with Spain. Mohamed is a subject of a lot of interest from the Saudi Pro League. While clubs have yet to formalise their position, a number apparently are looking to launch an offensive to take the 24-year-old to the Saudi Pro League next season or next summer, the summer coming. The 24-year-old has obviously gone from strength for strength in the last 12 months. He's started this summer. He started this season in a great vein of form in terms of just the pace and power. He's 20 goals last season. Because he contributed 20 goals last season, 6 assists, 14 goals, and he's only just getting started. 1 assist so far this season. Obviously, his progress isn't going unnoticed. I will be absolutely shocked if there is not a queue of clubs outside the door come the 1st of June or the 1st of July, whenever the £85 million release clause kicks back in, trying to compete to sign the Ghanaian international. I think he'll move on next year. I think we've got his replacement as well in terms of Luis Guilherme, giving a year to sort of blend and bond and gel into the Premier League, into West Ham as a culture as well. So yeah, and if the Saudi Pro League come turning up, then obviously money, wages blows everyone out of the water, really. So it really comes down to where Mohamed wants to play. I'd love it to be at West Ham, but obviously we can't guarantee him winning trophies and Premier Leagues or Bundesligas or La Ligas or Serie A's, or the Saudi Pro League alternative. But it's interesting to see, people are starting to manoeuvre already, and there'll be many more, that's for sure. And one person who could come in, not as its direct replacement, but as a possible usage of that £85 million, could be the Eintracht Frankfurt Egyptian forward, Omar Marmoush. We have been linked with him, as well as the likes of Crystal Palace, Liverpool and Arsenal, according to sources confirmed to Team Talk. Believe that if you will. 25-year-old, 17 goals in 43 matches for the Bundesliga side last season, and that has brought him on the radar of many a Premier League side. Now, he was the subject of several approaches by Forest over the summer, but that move failed to break down. They offered £20 million, and basically they couldn't couldn't agree a deal with Eintracht Frankfurt. He is apparently, Omar is keen to transfer to the Premier League in the summer of the 2025 season, following his close friend Mohamed Salah to the Premier League, which could obviously suggest maybe a one in, one out policy with Liverpool as well. Again, Salah is someone who is being linked with a move to the Saudi Pro League next summer as well, same as Mohamed. So both called Mohamed. Not a coincidence, I guarantee you that. Omar is represented by the CAA Stella Group, and they confirmed they're also keen to move him in the next 2 windows. The 32-timed capped Egyptian international could have, he's seen by many as the right attributes to really succeed in the Premier League. The issue could be release clause. Apparently, or what it would take to get this transfer happening rather than a specific contractual release clause. I think they're looking for about £40 million for the 25-year-old to convince Eintracht Frankfurt to move him aside more than anything. I mean, you think about it, looking at us as alternatives, we've got Nicholas Füllkrug in. We know Danny Ings and Antonio come to the end of their contracts in this current season. So someone like Marmoush could be an ideal replacement to come in. Very quick, very pacey, something which we don't necessarily have in our forwards, much to people's disdain. So interesting player. As I said, it's going to cost you about 45 million, I reckon, to get him in the club. But could be a shrewd bit of business potentially. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your continued patronage to the channel. Don't forget to give it a comment, give it a like, give it a share. Even if you just put your favourite emoji in there, all helps with the video engagement. And don't forget to check out theseareMyBrand.com for latest news, reviews, and opinions. And if you're looking for, Christmas is starting soon. My birthday next week, and then that's the countdown. 25th September, 3 months till Christmas. You want to get in early. You want to get your Christmas present sorted. Be all smug for the rest of the year. If you've got West Ham supporting people you want to get little presents for, I'm thinking Secret Santas, stuff like that, rather than a mug and a pair of socks. Why don't you get my West Ham kit? Metal kits. We've got the 1965 metal shirt from our friends at Alloy Collectors. They'll be having this year's kit will be out in a couple of weeks' time, as well as other retro shirts off the top of that. West Ham Network providers get 15% off at checkout with WHUN15 at checkout. And that's it, my friends. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Come on, you bloody irons. Much love.